Hi, FlossTube. It's 2025. Happy New Year to any new people visiting this channel. And, of course, all my old friends from over the years who have watched and commented and liked and put up with the craziness. First off, this is Barb with Lost and Floss. And today is January 2nd, 2025. And as you can see behind me, well, and I should go up so you could see the stitching on the wall. And not that anybody really wants to watch this, but I'll put a little view of my, I never got so far as to get through the whole house on my recording of my decorating, but I have the living room. So I'll maybe put that at the end. I know there's so many of you that are so done with Christmas at this point. I don't know, like I like having it up, but then again, I'm ready to move on to something else. I really want to get one of our bedrooms painted, our guest room. And so I don't know, like part of me says we should do that first because Christmas will come down regardless. I'm just afraid that spending so much time taking Christmas down will make me not feel like painting the bedroom, which has happened many times. Wow, now we're getting into chit chat before anything else, before stitching. But as I mentioned, channel primarily about cross stitch. So if you're new, welcome. And if you're not, hey, welcome back. I've struggled with some finishes at the end of 2024, and yeah, I was thrilled to finish Green Coat Santa, but resized the frame and got it wrong, and with the like straight borders down the side, it's obvious that it's not right. So need to do that. I think I'm gonna order. I have 3 of the limited edition Prairie Santas done, and so I think I'm going to maybe order some frames for that. Now that I only have 1 more left, so I'll have 3 of them ready to go for next year. What else? Oh, looking at the one thing I did think I had a success frame with. Not so crazy about it now that I look at it again after some time has gone by. So we'll see about that one. But yeah, I've had some finishes, and so this video probably will be all over the place. I found I just don't have and this sounds stupid because what are you doing? But I don't have like a chunk of time to record and get out everything, and it just hasn't been fitting in well. So much as I wanted to do a late night video, I don't know. I either there was too much to pick up to do that, or I look like death warmed over because it was midnight, or I just didn't feel like it. So, but maybe next year. Traditions come and go, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'm chit-chatting a lot in the beginning, but oh well. Good Christmas season. It was fun. I'll save that for the end. So let's maybe go up to my sewing room and I'll show you the finishes that I have. Oh, and first thing is, in a couple days, I'm just going to record a video for like 9,000 subscriber giveaways. I have been waiting forever, and I'm a little channel. Like it takes me forever to build followers. So if you're new, please like and subscribe so we can get over that hurdle. But if not, we're just going to do it because we're close enough, and I've had things sitting out that I want to share with you for quite some time. So let's just plan on maybe in the next week, once I get my curses down, I'll maybe even do that separate. And so, yeah. Well, right now, I will take you into my family room where one of my finishes is hanging on the wall. So, come on. Oh, in case you were wondering what's all behind me, this is a shot. And as I said, you can go to the end of the video and I'll have more about that. But there's my tree. And Paddington Bear was my mom's, so he's sitting right there. I want to ask my niece if she wants him for her daughter. So let's go. Okay, here we are next to the snowman tree. I'm gonna climb up onto the couch so you get a better view. Hold on. Yeah, I need to redo this one, I think. I thought I could use this, but it seems like it's a little bit too close. If nothing else, I need to straighten it out a little bit because obviously some curves, but at least I got it up for this year. I believe this is Samplers Not Forgotten. I'll put in the name of the chart because I forget so soon. Maybe that's the downside to being a all over the place stitcher. You kind of forget what your pieces are called. So now let's go upstairs. It's time to show the finishes that did happen in 2024. Not going to show all of them. We'll do that separately. But this is the green coat Santa I was talking about. My friend Margot started him. It's on some kind of Lugana, and she wasn't happy with the fabric. And so she brought him to our stitch group and asked if anybody wanted them. At first I took them just because I thought I would use them for a giveaway. And then the more I looked at him, I'm like, he's so darn cute. Why wouldn't I want him for myself? I really like how this frame sets them off, but this is going to be a tricky one. I was attempting to get it close to the edges to kind of eliminate that problem, but really missed on the horizontal sizing. So my hubby said he'd help me get that fixed up. But isn't he cute? I mean, Teresa, you just never go wrong. And I'm thrilled to see so many other people stitching them. I mean, this is pure charted colors. And I think the only thing I did different, I might have gone over the tree, this part, a little bit. Because the colors, I think I just did a 10 stitch over the top. Because the colors really weren't being set off very well. At least to my eye. So I will love having him finish next year. Well, you know me in the series. So I saw these as a gift exchange, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the person who did this at Farm Girls Dry Goods retreat. Let's see, it would have been fall of 2023. And they were so adorable. When I got home, I ordered them ASAP. So I got one done. I don't have the buttons on the top yet. I thought I would. I looked through my button bin, and yeah, I love these. This one, I think, let's see. I think it was stitched on vintage copper by Lakeside Linen. But it really kind of has a pinky look to it. So I love it. Jingle bells. And the other thing I finished up was, let's see, I have 6 new Prairie Schooler Santa ornaments. The first one is 2014 Santa, the caroling guy. And I just do mine as a little flat finish. Ooh, I have some glue on the back. With a little bell and a bow. So that's that one. And then 1998 Santa. I call him the Ark. Well, because it is an ark. Another cute one. And then this year, or it would be last year now, 2024. I love this one. Very Scandinavian looking. I really appreciate like the shading of the cheeks. I mean, it's all DMC, but it looks so cute. Then we have 2011 Santa. Mr. Snowshoes. I'm going to hold these so they don't flip around. That little bow is a little bit too long. And as you can see, I put the year on these old ones, the year that it occurs, but then it's smaller. I put the year that I stitched it or finished it. And then here's Mr. Sledding Snowman. Love him. He is 2008. I mean, it's cool when you think of, it's how many years later, 16, 17? And if someone first designed this chart this year, we'd all love it. And then the last one, I'll always remember this one, 2002 Santa. Last year we were in Boston and I started him there. And I think it's very, very appropriate design for that. He's really cute with the flag and the drum, marching around. Let's see, I have my stuff all helter-skelter. Before Christmas, I went to the thrift store and I found this little wagon. And here, $3.49. I mean, that's really cute. And can't you see it with like pillows in it? So I'm sure this was just from one of the, I don't know, Joann's, the Hobbs, whatever. And another one of my finishes, I'm going to put right here. So this was a piece that I stitched for my friend Vicki from our stitch group. It is Stitch and Be Merry by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. So you're supposed to, the called for is 2 different fabrics that you sew together. But Vicki is such a pink person, and I had a piece of pink fabric, and so I was like, no, I have to do that. in pink for her. And I really love how it turned out. I'm just looking, I had aspirations of doing the 12 days of Christmas starts, and that did not happen. So when I can't sleep at night, I start like cross-stitch shopping, which I should not do, because I'm just looking to, oh my gosh, this is bad. I really need to start using this app, because I can see, like, I didn't spend very much on this stuff. I think some of them were $2 charts, except one of them. Did I mention it was from 1884 Stitchery? So the problem is I now bought 2 of these. So I've done these as flat folds. I think I would change, I don't know what I'd change. I don't know. It's kind of cute. I'd probably just leave it. I might brighten up the blues. But I have that twice now. And I also bought this book twice. And I love this little house. That'd be cute. Just winter pillow. I bought Happy Everything. I don't know why I bought Happy Everything. Stony Creek. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm really not sure which one spoke to me at 2 in the morning. But anyways, maybe I'd use some of them as smalls. I definitely wouldn't stitch it all together. This is what I set out to buy, and then I got other things. This is the Snowman Ornament, Mr. Snow Homespun Elegance. And he's really cute. I'm really tempted to do Instagram, Carol, I believe. She does like 12 ornaments throughout the year stitching group. And I'm really tempted to join that this year. We'll see if that happens. But that would be one of them. I mean, I do the Prairie Schooler Santas, so I mean, I basically got 6 of those finished this year. But my rule with those is I only start them when I go out of state. And so I've been home. We didn't do a Christmas, adventure. The last 2 years we've gone somewhere early December as our Christmas gift to each other. But this year, I don't know, we had been gone for 3 weeks in Portugal, and it seemed like it was better just to stay home, which we did. And the place we were thinking of going, Cleveland, because we wanted to go to the Rock and Roll Museum, had major snow the week we were contemplating going. So it was like, we hadn't had anything booked, so it just seemed smarter not to do it. And then this one is really cute. It's Louise Henderson, Cherish Stitches presents a Cherish box. But I could see doing that. Maybe finishing it a little bit different. And finally, this is a Merrily Beams Prize Your Liberty. And I don't know, this really spoke to me. All right. Well, all right, so that we can put away now. I'm trying in my house to stay organized, but not working very well. as I mentioned, Christmas needs to come down. I should just jump in and get started on it, but I've kind of been waiting. So back, let's see, this happened at retreat in fall, October, I think it was. Yeah. I was talking to my friend Dawna. We were talking about what charts we were on our must stitch someday list. And she mentioned Inspiration by Rosewood Manor, and I wasn't familiar with it. So right away on my phone, I looked it up, and I'm like, ooh, that is really pretty. And she said, oh, I really need to get it started. And then I was thinking, maybe I'd like to stitch that. Well, on the way home, I stopped at a stitch shop in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Witchery Stitchery. Tons and tons of charts. But they had this stitched up. The model was on the wall. And I'm like, I gotta buy that book. And so I did. And Dawna and I talked, and we decided to start it on New Year's Day. She's doing, and it will be kind of fun. She's doing hers in silk that she bought at the attic. I mean, I would love to do this in silk, but I was looking at her conversion, and I was up to, I don't know, $130, and I didn't even have them all in my cart. And so I thought, let's just go with the DMCs, and it'll be beautiful that way too. So it will be kind of fun. And I had a piece of 36 count Lakeside linen light exemplar, which I think is going to be a beautiful neutral. And so on yesterday the 1st, I got the tiniest little bit of a start. And, I'm always afraid of the colors until you get more of them in there. But so I'm starting at the top left. And actually, I mean, she has this, it's really well organized. So each page she shows on this this chart, and these bottom ones are all like the little V-shaped borders going up and down. So it's not what it is. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, but the border is not crazy. But I'm almost thinking, you didn't see that. I'm almost thinking that I should do the vines at least across, because then I'd know my placement is right. I think I'm just, how it's charted is to go across like this, that. But I'm wondering if it will make more sense to do the outside and then concentrate on the inside when I know it all matches up. I don't know. I've got a long ways to go before I really think about that. Alrighty, so I got a set of extra large bags for my son and his girlfriend for Christmas. I received a bunch of crafting, stitching things I wanted from them, so very excited. I got new Mag-Eyes. My old ones, like, I would go like this and they'd be falling, and they're new and improved. We'll see if they're improved or not, but it's nice to have ones that aren't all scuffed up. And I put my new cutting mat on my craft table so that I now have a flat surface. I made the mistake, and I don't know why I did this. I thought I had enough padding, but I had a bunch of towels and then I patted it down, but it's still, my old one still must have gotten heated up because it warped. So it's wonderful to have a nice, I think this is 5 layers, nice flat surface again. I need to run downstairs to get my whips. So let's, and you know, like I make plans and then I don't keep them. So it's the same reason I don't make New Year's resolutions. It's like, what happens, happens. And, you know, as much as I like to be strict about doing things, I'm the person who stitches on 3 different things in a stitch group afternoon. So let's face it, it's not going to happen. So I pulled out some things that I'm thinking of starting for Valentine's stitching. So I am like all over the place. And yes, I know I still have wall. I'm going to take, I have some shelves in the guest room we're going to paint, and I'm going to put them on this wall, I believe. I might turn my island so it sticks out. I don't know yet. Still working on that. But I got this cute little frame. Well, it's, I mean, this is a finished piece, but let's see, get that up. But I can't wait to do some sort of a thing in there. I was thinking of doing, this is Colorado Cross Stitchers chart, doing that, but I don't know if that would be big enough. Otherwise, I also have this, that, this was Pedal Pushers Common Thread from StitchCon 2019. I think that would be cute in there. Time will tell. So I want something that I can leave up every day. And I have our lasting friendship and all joys for thine. Looking at them, they're very similar. So maybe I'll start my wall with those. Let's see. Oh, these were from Tiger Lily. And they're like project cards. And so I want to like have these in my Valentine's decorations. Then this chart I got from Lori. And I think it's a February chart, but I think I'm just going to stitch this motif here. I do like this one too. So I think that will be great. I was looking at For My Friend book by Blackbird Design. And this is what I do. I figure out the size and then the counts and see what I have in my stash. But there's so many pretty things in this book. I think, maybe I was thinking about Love One Another. I know last year I thought I need to have something bigger on my wall for the Valentine's season. Yeah, I bet you that's what I was. Is that the only thing in this book? Then that would be a good answer, right? There's so many. I mean, you just can't go wrong with Blackbird. I mean, they have a wool applique, table runner. Oh, and these two. I might just start one of those. These little heart pillows are really cute. Really cute. try not saying cute. Oh, now I lost my little post-it. I'm sure it'll turn up. At least I hope so. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, here it is. Let's put this back in the bag or it'll be forever lost. Country Spirits Collection Love Flower Hanging Pouch by Homespun Elegance. Look how cute that is. And then another Homespun Elegance, Wondrous Love. This one I think I'm going to put at the top of my list. It's by Maggie Benanami, Fond Hearts. And I think these were from our Stitch group, always brings things to share. This is Lindenberry Sweet Berry by Erica Michaels. And then this just looks very springy. It's JBW Designs, a little chin sewing set. And Sealed with a Kiss, Blue Ribbon Designs. I did a fall one like this, and it was really kind of fun to stitch. So I'm thinking about doing that. This one probably is more patriotic, but Threadwork Primitive American Eagle. But it'd be nice to start that one and then have it done. And these are little hearts from an old cross stitch and needlework book, March 2011. And these don't really speak to me as, you know, on the perforated paper or even the words that they have on them, but they'd be cute little heart-shaped pillows. So perhaps I think that would be lower on my list. And then another one, oh here, Heartstring Samplery, You Hold the Key to My Heart. I think this one I really need to start. This must be from our, I wonder if it's from our Stitch group. Oh, wow. Score. It's got backing fabric and yeah, a little key. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I see. It's on there. All right, well, thank you, whoever. Oh, it's a little heart-shaped twill tape. So I'll figure that one out. And yeah. And there's a couple other, oh, this was at our cross stitch day, and I was thinking, so someone took the Afghan, I think Linda took the Afghan to use, but I looked at the little heart charts and I'm like, those could be really pretty done up. Probably would do some color modifications, but it's a thought. And then I love these little Signs of Spring Prairie Schoolers. And I've stitched this one that I've done on a little box, but I think I would like to do some of the others. Like this little lamb is so darn cute. That would be really a cute spring pillow. And the other one, Leela's Studio, the anniversary, I think this would be really kind of a cool thing to do. I'm not usually really people, but these don't bother me. But, you know, like for an anniversary gift, which we don't normally do, but you know, I could put our wedding date and initials on that. It's really pretty. So that might be happening. Okay, then I actually have been stitching on a few things I'd like to show you. And I'll go downstairs and get them. All right, I've been trying to concentrate more on finishing a few things rather than stitching a lot on, or stitching a little on a lot. I worked on the Prairie Schooler by the Chimney 2008 limited edition. I did change up the colors a little bit. I thought, I mean, the evergreen on top is black. And I'm like, that didn't speak to me. So I made it green, and in doing so, then added a touch of red to the stockings. Other than that, it's pretty much what it's supposed to be. And I did put the 2-4 for finishing it in 2024. So now I have 3 of these done, and that's what I was talking about. Ordering some frames online for. I toyed with the idea of like making some, but I'm like, if I don't put glass in them, I can probably just find some plain frames rather inexpensively. So this is another series thing I need to finish up. This is the Prairie Schooler, the 4 Seasons. I've had the fall one in a frame for years, and it's the winter one with the horse and sleigh that I'm working on. Stitching these on 18 count Davos putty, which I think is the called for, and I've made pretty good progress. Some of these I should just set aside in my need to finish up ASAP. Well, and then I'd be halfway done with the season. Sorry. I found stuff that didn't really belong there. I have been inspired by many people stitching Stacy Nash Primitives, or SNP. I said it pretty good today. Mary Mary Pin Keep. I started in the middle, and this was a bad one to start in the middle. That was kind of a mistake. So I've moved upward, and I don't have the house done, but it's getting there. This is another one I'll probably just keep working on. I saw my friend Beth from Stitch Group finished it, and looking at it, I'm like, oh, I do love that one. So need to keep going on it. And I bought it as a kit. Well, I probably won't make it into a pillow. I mean, what other choice? Framing. Yeah. This was the retreat piece from Farm Girls Dry Goods past fall retreat. Shakespeare Peddler, Peace on Earth. Oh, when I see this, I just love it so much. And I just worked a tiny bit more on it. But, you know, every brick you add is a brick closer to being done. And look at that house take shape. I am going to pull out the roof a little bit. I don't like the color I subbed out. So I have some others that I think I might try to use. This is going to be a long time before I finish it, so you know, it's another one. You just keep plugging away. This was a new start before the end of the year. It's Winter Quaker by Primrose Cottage. You can see like this so you can actually see the information. I hate when, well, I shouldn't say I hate, but when FlossTubers don't hold things up long enough, it does kind of bother me because it's like, and it's gone. So I always try to hold things up a little bit longer, and I don't know if it works or not, but so I have a piece of, I couldn't tell you what this is. It's either 36 or 40 count. Thinking maybe winter brew, but I don't know for a fact. And I'm using Blue Corn by Classic Colorworks. And I wonder if I have a piece of something else thrown in there too. I don't know. I sure hope that looks right. Well, we'll find out. You know, some of these geometric, I turn them to so I can go across the row easier. And then I look at it and it's like, oh, is that right or not? I think you'll be proud of me. This is my thing I've really been trying to concentrate on. I thought I would get it done for Christmas, but it wasn't happening. This is Plum Street Samplers' Happy Morning. And let's see. I bought this as a kit from Country Sampler. There's two versions. There's this one is the vintage, I think it's called. Yeah, vintage. And then there's a dark version. Well, you know me and dark fabrics. I procrastinate. So I decided that I should do the light version, and I'm so glad I did. I've really been trying to make progress on this, and I think I have. Like, I need to finish that top area, but I decided I was going to finish all the outside and the berries first before I go back and finish up that, and this all gets filled in. I haven't done the 1/1 lettering yet, so we'll see about that. I mean, I would think I still have hours and hours and hours to work on this, but I feel like I've kind of rounded the corner, and maybe we'll get this finished in 2025. So putting that back in, but I've really been trying to work on that. As I mentioned, no goals. I mean, other than I need to get that Christmas stocking done. And I want to thank people who watched my stocking finishing tutorial. I thought it was a kind of a hot mess, but I had some wonderful viewers write in and tell me how much it really helped them because it was well explained and done in an easy way. And the like someone even said they're very picky and they really liked mine the best. So I thought that was really a nice compliment. So I really, when I finish my son-in-law's stocking, I'm going to remake it. I was doing it as usual in a hurry and had my camera slipping and kind of cut things in and out. And so I appreciate that even with that, people found it helpful. And I think of all the people that I watch for demonstrations on stuff, and just, it's great what is out there that our community is sharing. So I appreciate all the nice comments, and yeah, there's other things I want to do. I'm not going to talk about them because I've mentioned them too many times and haven't followed through, but still on my radar. Okay, so yeah, there was a lot going on for the Christmas season. We went to the Titanic exhibit down at the Old Orchard Mall, where I embarrassed myself once again. It's like they have some just mock-ups of the rooms and whatever, and we were like, I tend to read things more than my husband, and we were in one room and we had gotten assigned like our passenger, and the point was at the end you saw if you lived or died. So I had both of them, and my husband was looking at something, and then I was really looking at something a lot longer. So I came over by him and I came up behind him and I said, "Do you want to read your passenger thing?" And he turned around, and guess what? It wasn't him. I'm like, oh my God. And so then, well, the guy's wife was laughing, and I said, he was tall. He had the same colored jacket on. He had glasses on, like my husband wears to read. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this again. So I purposely tried to speed up so that we would not be in the same area again. Oh, this happens to me too much. I need to make sure it's my person before I start talking to them, I guess. So, and we went out for deep dish pizza at a really good local place that I had pinned on. I don't know, somebody had talked about it on Instagram. I usually will do that and put a screenshot. And then if we're in the area, someplace like that, we try to try someplace new. Had my ornament exchange with my group of friends. We've been doing it, I would guess 35, 36 years. Even during the height of the pandemic, looking back on this, it was really kind of fun, but we had it in my friend's garage, and we were all socially distanced and had individual servings of the food, and it's crazy to think how that is, and yet now we can gather. What else did we do to celebrate? Oh, we had, because the Packers were playing a Monday night game, we decided to do our little family celebration the night before that. So usually we call it Christmas Eve, but it's Christmas Eve. 3 Eves, yes. So that was lovely. I did Italian food, some of which I prepared ahead of time. Need to look at non-dairy and vegetarian, so I thought I did a pretty good job this year. A couple things were maybe a little bit more cooked than I would have liked, But set of fancy table, which my granddaughter, like she loves fancy things, and so I really do it for her. Even the decorating, it's like so awesome to see her reaction to things looking fancy. What else did we do? We had a great Christmas Eve at my daughter's house with 41 friends and mostly relatives. Her in-laws count as the friends, but they've kind of assimilated into the family. So it's nice they join us. It was a Canada-themed meal this year, and I struggled a little bit with what to make. And so I finally made Canada sandwiches. What is that, you may ask? So I took the word Canada and I just wrote out a little card that said, can a new appetizer deserve acceptance? Get it? Canada. Yeah, so everybody was asking me ahead of time. We had a spreadsheet, like, what are Canada sandwiches? But basically, they were like a sandwich that my husband had found online somewhere and had asked me to make sometime. And they were, just a take on the sliders. Actually, they probably were kind of like little Thanksgiving sandwiches because it was the roll, turkey, a piece of brie, what else went on them? Oh, some cranberry sauce. And you roasted sweet potato fries in the oven. So those went on first. And then there was, I don't know, did you put some butter on the top? I can't remember. But they actually were pretty good. I would say they deserved acceptance. It was fun to see, like, my daughter did a poutine bar, and my son's girlfriend made a yummy vegetable sauce to go over the top. Let's see, my son made a smoked salmon dip that was really, really good. I mean, I think he smoked his own salmon, and it was really good. But then, we have the usual taco dip, which all the kids would mutiny if that wasn't there. My sister has it down to a science. She has, certain brands and combinations she used. Very good. We had Canadian bacon sliders and just an assortment of yummy things. My niece made a Yule log, and I decided to make cutout cookies in the shape of maple leaves. So those look more fallish, but fit the theme. And what else? Oh, I made a berry pie because I was reading about, I forget what kind of berries they have in Canada. You guys can tell me. And I should have asked for recipes because I kept reading about like this meat pie, and I'm like, oh, it seemed like enough work if it wasn't, if it was like something that the taste was specific to a family recipe liking. So I made the rest of my cutout cookie dough into Christmas shapes, and I decided to just decorate them in like 4 or 5 different more pastel colors, and they look so beautiful. I was really happy with them. And it's the first time, like, usually I get my frosting gets more dull looking, and I think it's because I mix it too long. So this time I just kind of mixed to incorporate, and then I colored the die. I don't so much float outlines anymore because it's like that can be very tedious. So I've found, like, if you don't go right to the edge, it works just fine. And then if I want some raised detail, I'll add a little bit more powder sugar to the meringue icing to get, you know, a little bit more dimension. So they were really cute. My group of friends, my walking friends, love them so much, and they're always like kind of asking me to make them for various things, and I'm like, you know, they're a lot of work. I don't even mind the baking, making, but what I hate is like dyeing the frosting, getting it the right consistency, and that sort of thing. So, I mean, if somebody made my frosting, I'd probably make them more often. Not that we need to have them. But, so because my friends like them so much, I just sent out a text to, I think there were 4 of them, the day before Christmas Eve. I think it was a weekend. It was a Monday. But I know like some people had their kids staying with them from out of town. I'm like, who's around? I want to drop something off. And so I packaged things up and I just got in my car and put on Christmas music and started to drive. Well, we all used to live, you know, within maybe a 10-mile, 8-mile radius, and most of the people have moved to different houses over the years. And so I started with my friend who was very close to me, and then went on to the others. And the one house of my friend had said that she wasn't home, but her husband was. Well, I ring the doorbell, and I could, he doesn't come to the door at first, but I don't think I pressed it hard enough. And all of a sudden I see him peeking through the window. And he recognized me, and then he was laughing. He's like, I thought it was somebody selling something. I'm like, no. You know, I said, Kelly didn't tell you I was coming, did she? And he's like, no, just laughing. So, and then from her house, I went to my other friend's house. Well, I had no idea they are now like 40 minutes apart. And it just was like, I was just relaxed. My house was in order. I had a lot of stuff made for the next night, and it just was kind of fun. And so then I briefly stopped in at that house. Their granddaughter from California was there eating snow. She was so cute. I wish I would have taken a picture. But she was like all excited about eating the snow. And then she had snow with sprinkles on it by the time I was leaving. And from there I went to another friend's house, and she had promised me coffee. So that was nice. We sat and chatted, and then I got in my car, and I had one more pack for a friend I had gone to high school with, who I know really loves them. And so I just called her, and I'm like, are you home? And she's like, yes. And I said, oh, I have something to drop off. So I came over, and she was excited to get the cookies and gave me a little box of her handmade chocolates, which I think I got the better end of the deal. So that was really fun. And I don't know, like I love having that day in between, and I guess it depends on how the holiday falls, like when my son would be arriving from out of town. So, but if I could do it like 2 days before Christmas Eve again, I definitely would. It really worked out well. So then we had Christmas Eve. Oh, we took the grandkids to Candy Cane Lane on that Monday, late afternoon, and walked around there as our tradition. And my son and his girlfriend were leaving to go to a friend's house, and so they put the dog in the kennel. And when we got home from Candy Cane Lane, I was going to peek in the living room window just to see what he was doing before we went in. And my husband opens the door, and he's like, he's right here. And here it's this big kennel, and he's a, tall enough dog, but somehow he pressed through the corner, and there was a chair right next to it, so that might have helped him to make the escape versus if he would have had to go down on the floor. So anyways, his name's Gary, and I started calling him Harry for Harry Houdini. So then the next day for Christmas Eve, we're like, just, let's not even bother. He was so good about not getting into any of the Christmas decorations, which he could have gotten in a lot of trouble with. So my husband just set up a camera on him, and he was fine. He did great. So, went to church on Christmas Eve. I always love, the lights and the poinsettias, and just a nice way to start the night before going to the family get together. And then Christmas morning was relaxed. My son's girlfriend had to work the next day, so they packed up and left around noon, and we went to another sister's, and it was a smaller group, but just very nice. And I mean, she had a full nice dinner for that one. My mom would have been proud. So yeah, that worked out really well. What else have I didn't talk about our Stitch group Christmas celebration. So rather than bring food, it seemed like, we were all lugging so much stuff other years. We decided to meet. There's a restaurant that we like to go to as a group, and they have a nice back room. And so not everyone was able to make that, but I think there was maybe about, 10 of us. And so we had lunch first, and then we went over to the library. Luckily, they were redoing the carpeting or something, so we thought we had to meet at an alternate site, but it worked out that we were able to get this huge room, way too big for us, but it was nice being in the same location we normally go to, and everybody was there, which was awesome. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but and just so in August we I attempted to assign names, but Lisa had to save me from that, and she did it correctly. And so we all had a name of the person that we stitched a gift for, a small. And so honestly, there wasn't anything that I wouldn't have loved to have gone home with as exchanges. So I always say, such a talented group of stitchers and creative finishers, and just, Lisa had me and gave me a beautiful pillow, so I love it and have it on my buffet right now. But just, it couldn't have been nicer. So, I made some mixed nuts for everyone to take home with a little ornament, and Annie had baked cookies. I made cream cheese brownies, and it was the second Thursday in December, so it was a nice way to kind of kick off the Christmas season. We had snow earlier, so we had a bit of a white Christmas. It was not a crazy amount of snow, but it checked the box for me. And now we're back to, it's cold today, but I'm looking out the window. Can you tell? It's cold, but it's not precipitating. So that's good, because I'm taking my granddaughter to see Wicked. Neither of us had ever seen it, and we both wanted to see it and just couldn't fit it in between our two schedules over when she was off. So I'm going to pick her up right after school, and then we're going to go. So I'm looking forward to that. I love spending one-on-one time with her. Love spending time with the boys too, but we also took them Like, oh, and then to see, there's a first stage in Milwaukee that has a children's Christmas play every year. And so it's been our tradition to take them from the time Jocelyn was, I don't know, 3, 4. She's now 11. So we've gone quite a few years. The younger one has gone twice now, I think. But we all agreed, like, we are going to look for a new tradition. Because, I mean, the older kids are getting a little bit old for it. And, you know, like, there's other fun things to do at Christmas time. But we did that. And then, we stopped at, my cousin was retiring, and so he was having a retirement party at a little Irish pub. They have a back room, so they have food, and it's not like you're in the actual bar. So we had asked if we could take the kids along, and they said yes, and my daughter and her husband had made plans to have a night out without the kids. And so we took them there, and they were, you know, they're 5 to 11. So they're not like little kid ages, but they just sat with like some games at the table, had something to eat. And it was so fun seeing my cousin's kids, who are more like nieces and nephews to me. You know, a couple of them live out of town, and we just don't, you know, the wedding, baby shower, bridal shower phase is over for most of them. And so it's just really nice, like, when you can see them at a happy event. So that was great to catch up with them. Then we came back and just had pizza for supper with the kids, and we watched a Christmas movie, and the 2 little boys sleep up in or younger boys, I should call them, sleep up in the guest room. The 2 older kids now like to sleep on the couches downstairs in the main level. And so I kept telling the 2 younger ones, they're notorious for getting up really, really early. And I'm like, don't get up before 6 o'clock. And then the younger one keeps yelling, I can't tell time. And then I'd say, well, until the sun gets up. And the 7-year-old's looking at me like, what? You know, like, that's way too late. But actually, everybody slept till, I think the 9-year-old was the first one to get up, and I was already up. So I was just kind of laying, it takes me back to when my kids were young, laying on the floor in the hallway, which is carpeted, scrolling through my phone while waiting to hear, you know, movement from any of the troops. So I went down when I saw the 9-year-old, and then the 2 younger ones came down, but they didn't get up till, I don't know, maybe 7:30. So it was great. My husband made pizza eggs, which they love. I mean, basically scrambled eggs with pizza sauce and some mozzarella mixed in. So you can always count on those being gone when they're there. And had a, like, just hodgepodge lunch, and then took them in their van back home. And yeah. So now it's New Year's. We used to have a group we did an annual event with, and my friend lost her husband, and then another couple moved away, and so that disbanded. So since then, we really, you know, we just hang around the house. We're boring, but it's okay. I mean, it's, you know, just we watched a movie and nothing too exciting. Before that, we had our friends and another couple over. Our friends are the ones we visit in Florida, and they were up visiting their kids for the holidays. So that was really nice to catch up. just had brunch, and it's fun to get together with people you have that kind of history with, and miss them. Wish they lived closer, but we'll hopefully go down and see them sometime this winter. Thinking of, well, we drive, so it's not like we have to plan really far in advance for that. So, but probably should get our room on the calendar before it gets booked up, right? Yeah, so I guess that's what's been going on here, and we hope to get up north later in the month. I haven't been up since, I don't know, November sometime, October. I can't even remember. I mean, it's been a while. So I'll probably do that, and just really don't have a lot more things scheduled other than taking down my Christmas, which I usually think, oh, I'm just going to do a little, and then I start, and then it's a big mess, and I just keep going. So that's probably what's going to happen. But I always look at it, it's really good exercise, because like going up and down the stairs and lugging things, it's like, it's a good workout for the day. But anyways, I probably should stop the chit chat and get on with things, because I will be back for some quicker videos. The ones I'm going to promise you are my, I'll do a whip parade, and I'm going to do a finish from 2024 parade, and I still have like a bunch of items sitting out that I'm going to use for creative finishing. I can't find the one thing that I'm looking on top of my bookshelf. I don't know where it went to. The one thing that I think could be really interesting to use. And then I said the giveaway, right? Yeah. We're gonna do that. That's gonna be the next one, because I don't know if I'll ever get to that amount, so I just want to do it. It's a good way to start the year. It's fun, and it'll also clean out some of the stuff I've had sitting here. So probably in the past I've done one item for every 1,000. So this time would be 9 items that I'd send off to people. So I love when people write back and send me pictures of the things I sent them finished, and it's just fun to see how, like, what a ripple effect you can be in this community. So, alrighty, okay, let's wrap it up. Hope you're all off to a good start to the new year. And remember, most of all, to continue to fill the world with love. Happy New Year! Bye-bye. kind of go through like Slovenia, Croatia, Austria, and then go to Germany and just make our way up through.
Picture of all of us in a minute.
All of the other reindeer?
Yes.
Really?
If you build it, they will come. So I'm just getting ready for a little holiday brunch with good friends, and I like to make it special. Some of these things I've had for years. The Christmas dishes were gifted to me by my mom years ago. The red glasses I'll use for water were hers as well, and I was lucky enough to get them. And this crock was painted by Leanne many years ago. And I just have a simple bowl of ornaments in this footed, I don't even know what it is, a bowl, I guess it is, amber glass, belonged to my grandparents, and in it I just have some vintage ornaments and some not very vintagey that were outside on my wreath, and when they fell off I realized they're weathered to fit in with the others. And this holder was, I think it was a 10th anniversary gift for my work. You could go in and pick out what you wanted. I'm sure most people took what other items were even offered, but and as you can see, no snow left, or very little. My light I always like to do just kind of simple. Well, I guess it's not very simple according to some people's standards. And then over here we have the village that now can kind of pan down. Still a work in progress. So these top Hummel houses were my mother-in-law's. And then some of these, like the church and this house with holly on it, or garland, I painted in ceramics. And then some of the pieces were my friends who moved to Florida, and they're actually coming for brunch today, so I can't wait to see her reaction, seeing her pieces amongst mine. And then we have some, and my husband's, well, pardon the cords, because it's gotten kind of moved around as the kids looked at things, but let's see, where was I going? Well, this one was from, the donut shop was from Kohl's, I think. These two, the candy shop and what I call the theater, which need to glue some light bulbs on, were from crafting, as was the bank back there. And then I think like the needlework shop, I think those were from Joann's back in the day. And then down here I have my more like well, we have the crazy house. The kids love that one. Unfortunately, I lost Santa. I don't know what happened to him. I vaguely remember him being separate, and it kind of is like a Santa like that. So if anybody ever breaks his house and has a Santa, let me know. And this is more of the nature area. A fishing resort, and we have the stream and the bass fishermen, and then up there is more of a residential area again. And so if I found little houses that were the right scale, like the one on the left, I think that's one of them, and they were porcelain instead of the shiny, I just took them outside and sprayed a coat of clear coat on them. In fact, I think the ones from Joann's I did that with. And so they're all kind of shiny and bright. And I think this little bicycle repair was one that my mom painted in ceramics. Pretty sure. So, you know, a lot of special meetings throughout the whole room. Well, I guess while we're at it, crooked, but this Perry School piece I bought at a craft fair, and she was selling her stuff so reasonable. I guess now I understand. Love of stitching and the ability to make a little money. But yeah, it's just so beautiful. And we move over. I want to show you my blue bathrobe I have on, because it's early and I was going to get up and bake my muffins. So this top I'm not thrilled with this year. I try to change things around, but I definitely have some years where I feel like I've really hit it right, and other years not so much. But the Santa picture up there, Goodwill find. This was Artful Offerings from last year. Love that chart. I mean, I just loved it. I saw it at Country Sampler and I'm like, okay, I have to have that. This Santa was gifted to me one year in our family gift exchange. I just have some vintage postcards tucked in there. Santa in the back was a Goodwill find. This was New York Dreamer, Christmas time. I think I changed some of the words, I can't remember. Another vintage postcard, a piece I made in ceramics years ago. And was that Plum Street? I know I left the words off and I added more snowflakes instead there. You're probably all yelling at me. And then, of course, Winter Rose Manor, right? I don't know. I haven't had my coffee. One of the few things I've had professionally framed, and love this piece. I wish I could, 2022. So it kind of helps when you stitch the date down. But yeah, this piece, it does stay up all year round because I just love it that much. I hang this piece every year, but it's waiting for the perfect cross stitch piece. But in the meantime, this print was like from Ben Franklin back in the day, and if you spent a certain amount, you got the picture you got the picture for free or the print. But look at this frame. I need to have a cross stitch piece in there. I know it was, I got it through a family member, and at the time it had someone's 8th grade graduation or something in it. I think I saved the piece somewhere, probably under guest room bed or something, and I believe it was from the 1890s. Not saying that the frame is that old, but then we move to the shelves, and this is right around the corner. I love having these shelves, especially for the holiday season. So, still one of my all-time favorites. And I can remember this. Oh, Christmas Tree by, jeez, now I won't remember it. It'll come to me. But I stitched it on, I think, Lakeside Vintage Pair, which if I could get my hands on that, I would. And used Miss Green jeans or something like that. Silks. Oh, this is killing me. It's the designer who did the triplet snowman. Jack, Harry, and Henry. I always called them the triplets. I think it will come to me. I really don't know if it will, now that I'm thinking about it. Everyone needs a gold Santa. The pocket watch was my grandfather's, so I just have that hanging in front of a mirror. This one was Homespun Elements, one of the cinnamon stick Santas. An old box I got years ago. Scarlet House? You're probably yelling at me if I'm wrong. And this was a Santa I painted in painting class years ago. And yes, Virginia. Love that one too. Love the frame that it's in. And just another Santa tin. And this was Santa's Workshop. I made in ceramics. Oh, let's see, it would have been 40 years ago. I still love it. And this was just a resin Santa I painted. And my beautiful gift I received this year in our gift exchange, stitched by my friend Lisa. And It's a Wonderful Life. I really think this is one of my favorite Christmas pieces. So pretty. And I love it. The poinsettia tucked in. And then we have the main memory Christmas tree. Pre-lit, but some of the lights have now stopped working. Angel made by me during craft fair days, and she still is on. I probably point these out every year. The Cruel Mittens. Love these things. From 1980. Merry Christmas. But I try to leave leave the years showing. And this guy, oh my gosh, he was probably stitched around the same time. And then this little ornament, look at that. This was handmade by someone who had ornaments on the White House Christmas tree. Here's another little felt ornament I stitched. This little, blind little tin angel was, I got it at Harrods when we visited my daughter in London when she was studying abroad. One year, my daughter took me to the Rockettes in Milwaukee. Made a series of these. They remind me of like Joan England Walsh characters, for anyone familiar with that. But did those in ceramics class. And these ornaments, I can vividly remember my mom and some of her friends were in charge of, I don't know if they were making these decorations for, there was always a opera ball. And so I think they were making them to sell. But I remember the summer before, like going to her friend's house, and all the kids could come and swim in the swimming pool while the moms crafted these creations. And I think mine is missing a few pieces, but I was glad she kept this one because I always loved it. And more of the craft fair day angels. This is another guy from, let's see, 1980. Oh yeah. I think I was working part-time that Christmas while job hunting. This one I got for at a craft fair that was held near my parents' house. Another Santa, handcrafted. I'm sure many of you are saying, oh, yeah, I did that one. This was one of my first attempts at Salto, but I love that he's still with us. And just lots of others, you know. This sucker was made by one of my kids, and I just love it. I used to always buy an ornament every trip. I've given up that practice because I'm like, who's going to want these when I'm going? But we went on a cruise to, a Caribbean cruise. My husband won from work, so that was awesome. This was a little sewing stocking I made back in the day. And this was my new guy. I had to have him. I bought him last year when we went to the Biltmore at Christmas in their gift shop. And I do love him. Wait. No. Take that back. I think this is the guy. Isn't that sad that I do not vividly remember? I think the guy with the packages I might have gotten at Marshall's. And then we go over here to Christmas Garden. And if you don't know the story of this one, my best friend Leanne, who was the original co-creator of Floss and Floss channel, passed away almost 5 years ago. But she started this one. She bought the stuff when we were at StitchCon. She might have started it then. I really should look it up and put some notes on the back. It's just has such special meaning because she stitched pretty much the bottom half, and then I stitched the top half. I put, oh, she started in 2019. So I put that year in and the year that I finished it. I have her initials, my initials, and kind of hesitant to admit this, but this was our graduation day, which was like so meaningful to us. We were so excited. I always mention it was the bicentennial year. And then over the window, I just like to put some garland and lights. And like on a gloomy day like this, I love the fact that I can have some sparkle in the room. My husband bought this cardinal for me sneakily when we were at Biltmore. And last year I had garland outside and he placed it on the garland and was like, that bird's always there. I fell for it at first and then it's like, the bird never moves. But this year he's inside and I love him there. I think of all the people who inspired my love of Christmas. And probably starting with my parents, they always made it so special for us. Decapitated elf. Leanne and I made these. And the Christmas hats were the star of the show on Christmas, or 2 nights before Christmas Eve. We had the immediate family. And these got taken down from the big hanger things, got taken down from my dining room windows. And look what I got for Christmas. May guys, that's probably the thing that I was most excited about. And then we have Paddington Bear, who lived in my mom's playroom. I mean, I guess if you love children, you should have a playroom in your house on the main level filled with a ramshackle of toys until you're probably, I don't know how old she was when they moved, but maybe 80. So anyways, I'm really hoping now that my grandchildren are getting older that perhaps my niece would like Paddington for her little 2-year-old. Then we just moved to the side table. If you see a bug on the wall, I will clean it up. We've had some box elders coming in, but my mom's lifelong friend's husband wrote this message, a Christmas poem, so I just love to leave it tucked in. They handed it out at his funeral. It's very meaningful. This was a deer who lost one of its legs that my mother-in-law always had out. Jingle all the way. My godson gifted me this box years ago. This is a Twin Peak designs. Yeah. That I modified a little bit to fit on that hat. One of the blow mold Santas that my husband purchased probably at Menards, and I wasn't sure I really liked him at first, but honestly he's really grown on me. And then just a little bit of the banister, and here you'll find a Santa I made like during my craft fair days, and he's sitting in my dad's childhood wicker chair that just love it. And then I put my Santa mugs in my tiered tray this year. Here's the piece I stitched from Pink and Pumpkin Design. She offers free charts and they're all so cute, and someday I'm gonna stitch more, but just put some garland around my mirror. And then this is my Prairie Schooler tree. I have a couple more to add to them that I'm gonna show in the video. And then, well, you can see what my husband got for Christmas. It's so big that it's hard to tuck it in. But this was a piece that and stitched, I believe, and I just finished it. And another piece, just some tins, my December wordplay stuff. All got just touch back here. Prairie Schooler. This is the broken treetop. Love that though. Just love it. And a gingerbread girl. A snowman Leanne made for me. And Waxy Moon Designs. This never really got executed the plan, but all in all, I love just how this room screams Christmas. Probably a little too much for some of you, but not for me. Hi, FlossTube. It's 2025. Well, you probably know that, but maybe you don't. Well, oh. Hi, Floss. Hi, FlossTube. It's 2025. Happy New Year. I'm Barb, and this is Lost in Floss, a channel that's primarily about cross-stitch with a few other things thrown in. This is video number 119, and today is January 2nd, 2025. It's a lot easier without having to write out checks. FlossTube, it's 2025. Woohoo! Happy New Year to all. Welcome back. Well, here I go. Hi, FlossTube. It's 2025. Happy New Year to all my OG subscribers.